Hi, this is Kirsten Jones with You Go Girl Coaching. I'm so excited to be with you here today to talk about playing big. And yes, procrastination is part of it. We talked about procrastination last week, so procrastination's woven in there. But to illustrate my point about playing big, I want to talk to you about a time when I played small, or felt probably my smallest in my life. I was 14 years old. I'd already been playing basketball for 5 years. It was my dream to make the varsity team. It was a very, very small town in Montana, and making varsity wasn't totally out of the question. I worked really, really hard, went to basketball camps, and was always outside shooting. And I was so excited when I made the varsity team. Unfortunately, a couple of the girls on the team didn't feel the same way. And I'll never forget the pain that I felt and confusion over them saying to me, "You'll never get the basketball, we're not going to be passing to you, you don't get to shoot, you're going to shag all the balls." Things like when I walked into school in the morning, they would spit on me. When I came out of practice at night, they would flatten the car tires. They did all these very mean things. And I remember it finally blew up one day after practice. We had to shower, and they were being mean to me in the locker room. And so I refused to shower. I said, "I'm out of here." And I went to walk out. And the girls came running out after me and told the coach that I wasn't showering, and she needs to go back in and shower. And I said to him, I don't understand this, and they're being so mean to me, I quit. And he said, "You can't quit." And I said, "Well, I can't play like this. This is not okay." And he said, yeah, Kirsten, when you get older, you'll understand. You'll get to be an upperclassman, and you'll get to treat people this way too. So, it's just fine. You just have to suck it up. It's not that big a deal." So I did. In fact, I don't even think I told my parents. I just sucked it up, and I did. I played, and we had an okay season. But it was a real turning point in my life, because I remembered at that moment, if I ever get the opportunity to be in a leadership position, if I ever get the chance to be one of the upperclassmen, I promise I will never, ever treat anyone else the way I was treated. It felt so raw and so sad and so harsh. And luckily enough for me, as things would turn out, my parents moved. We moved to another city, and I joined the basketball team, and in fact, a very good team. We actually ended up winning the state title that year. And I'll never forget, because one of the girls, one of the leading players on the team, was a freshman. And it was so fun to support her and encourage her and make sure she felt like she was a part of the team. And it happened again as I went off to college and played again in college, and it went off when I joined corporate America. And this happens over and over and over in our lives. It happened, when you're dating. It happens with your friendships. Those kind of things, happen. And you get to decide, am I going to play small? Am I going to curl up from that pain? Or am I going to play big and say, onward, upward, I got things to do here. So today I want to talk to you about 5 things you can do to play big. Number 1, get rid of the procrastination, right? It's so hard. There's so many reasons that I shouldn't do anything. I can sit here and eventually it'll happen. When it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Blah, blah, blah. When it is every day, a little bit every day, first thing you do when you get up in the morning, write down 3 things you're going to do for the day. 3 little things. And some days when you're not having a great day, it can be make the coffee, get the kids on the bus, and get back in bed. But you did them. So the most important thing is write them down, get a list, and get moving. Get rid of the procrastination. That's how you play big. Justice League. Who doesn't have a superhero, an alter ego superhero in the back of their mind somewhere, right? When I am Wonder Woman, I stand like this. I make very important decisions. I have so much to offer. When I'm feeling insecure and I don't think that people like me, I play like this. But think about, who would you be if you could be anybody, and why not be anybody? You can be anybody you want to be in your head, right? And when you have an issue, what would Wonder Woman do in this case? Well, Wonder Woman, when she comes across some girls who are being mean to her, would say, that's their problem. Let them deal with that. I got other stuff. I got people to save. And she would go off and do her thing. In fact, when we were living in San Diego several years ago, I was lucky enough to meet my dear friend Susie Walton, who's a family coach, and she helps parenting. And two of my girlfriends took her class with me, and we were joking about it afterwards of how phenomenal is she, and she always has the right thing to say. In fact, between the two of them, they got to the point where they would text each other, hey, so-and-so is having this issue, and the other one would write back and say, WWSD, what would Susie do? Right? We all have that secret, person we would love to be able to text. Maybe you can actually text them. That's bonus if you have that resource to text them. But if you don't, think about your superhero. And by the way, this is a very important stance to take when you take that superhero pose. Power and authority. You can do it. Number 3, be uncomfortable. If you're going to try something new, you're going to be uncomfortable. But when you write those 3 things, by the way, one thing could be something new. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be a little thing. Today, when I go to that workout class this morning before I go to work, I'm going to sit in the front of the class. Because when I'm in the front of the class, she'll pick on me, which is going to make me work harder, which means I'm going to burn more calories and I'm going to feel better about myself the rest of the day. Very little. Big results. We start there and move out from there, right? Be uncomfortable. Number 4, failure. Even failure to write failure is how you start, right? Fail, try, fall down 7, stand up 8. It's part of life. And when you focus on the goal, what it is you want to achieve, what that number 1 is, what that one thing is that you wanted to do for the day, these don't bother you. You kind of go, that's an annoyance, but you move on. And finally, number 5, be curious, play. Try something new. It's a research project. Well, I can't do that because I'm too old and I'm not in good shape anymore. And who cares? Who cares if you can become the next American Idol? That's not the point. The point is to try. The point is to get outside your comfort zone, be uncomfortable, fail, be curious, and then start again and do it all over again. Because when we do that, this is how we grow. And letting ourselves do that, this is how we contribute to society, and this is how we all feel better about ourselves, right? So thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to get a little dose of vitamin K. I'll see you soon.